Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more Los Angeles Lakers news, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. A big center will be pursued by the Lakers at the trade deadline. It is a necessity to add a center who can help Anthony Davis. This season, executive Rob Pelinka has been timid in negotiations, but it is believed that he will make accurate moves to make the Lakers stronger and fight for the title. Rumors: Lakers are interested in signing Hornets center. The Los Angeles Lakers have just over 4 weeks to complete a trade and push on further toward the goal of an 18th championship. While many have debated what the Lakers need most, few have pushed back against the idea of improving the quality of the depth down low. Thankfully, there's an answer to the Lakers' problems waiting for them in North Carolina, and it may not cost all that much to acquire their services. Los Angeles enters trade season having already patched up one of its primary areas of weakness by adding 3-and-D forward Dorian Finney-Smith. The hope is that the patchwork will turn into a shift in culture and priorities, as the team follows Finney-Smith's lead by becoming more engaged on defense. A void remains along the interior, however, with Anthony Davis's well-documented request for improved depth at center hanging over Rob Pelinka's head. Options exist across the NBA, but the Charlotte Hornets play home to a player who could best help the Lakers address the issue. It would be a low-cost move that protects Los Angeles's future assets while simultaneously completing an upgrade at the position. If Jonas Valanciunas of the Washington Wizards is truly off the board, then the Lakers should do their best to acquire Hornets center Nick Richards instead. Nick Richards can address Lakers' biggest issues at center. Richards, 27, has become the ultimate victim of circumstance in Charlotte. He's a high-level big who can rebound, protect the rim, score, and even distribute at commendable levels, but he's simply become less of a priority for the Hornets than 23-year-old center Mark Williams. That's good news for the Lakers, which have flaws that align perfectly with the attributes that define Richards' game. The stars aligning begins with the fact that the Lakers rank number 26 in the NBA in second-chance points allowed per game. Richards, meanwhile, ranks number 23 among players who have appeared in at least 20 games in defensive rebounding percentage. Richards' mere presence on the court could help the Lakers address one of their most pressing issues while simultaneously allowing Davis to roam more freely on defense. Furthermore, Richards is averaging 1.3 blocks per game and 2.2 blocks per 36 minutes in 2024-25. Opponents are also shooting 6.7% worse when he's the primary defender within 6 feet of the basket and 5.5% worse within 10 feet. Richards has room for improvement when defending the perimeter, but his interior defense would benefit a Lakers team that ranks number 28 in points allowed in the paint. On the other end of the floor, the 7 feet 0 inches and 245-pound big man is averaging 9.2 points, 2.4 offensive rebounds, and 1.3 assists per game, or 15.6 points, 4.0 offensive boards, and 2.2 assists per 36 minutes. Los Angeles, meanwhile, is number 24 in the NBA in second-chance points per contest. Richards may not single-handedly resolve the issue the Lakers have with creating second chances, but he'd certainly get them closer to turning a weakness into a strength. Compounded by the fact that he's owed just $5 million in 2024-25 and has a matching $5 million salary for 2025-26, Richards is the ultimate low-risk, high-reward type of target. Los Angeles could potentially acquire him by packaging Jalen Hood-Schifino with a player on a minimum contract. It may not be as flashy as adding Valanciunas, but Richards fits the Lakers' needs and has a contract that's about as team-friendly as it gets. Charlotte needs to be on speed dial. The Lakers have shifted to more small ball, but is that the solution? When the Lakers traded for Dorian Finney-Smith, it gave them more size and physicality on the wing while shifting them more toward playing small ball. But is that the approach they should be taking? When the Lakers traded D'Angelo Russell for Dorian Finney-Smith, it was clear they were shifting the team's identity. In fact, the DLO for DFS swap might represent one of the most distinct archetypal differences in the entire league, particularly when thinking about players who spend the majority of their time on the perimeter. Russell is a skill guard whose offensive game is defined by his controlled and deliberate tempo on the ball and a defensive reputation that, to put it kindly, is not considered a strength. Meanwhile, Finney-Smith is an off-ball, high-motor, 3-and-D wing defined by his rugged defensive versatility and an offensive game almost fully dictated by spot-up jumpers set up by teammates. Beyond the basketball skill set, to say nothing of the personality, demeanor, and temperament differences, though, is that, at the most basic level, the Lakers traded a guard for a forward. And while Russell is not a smaller guard in the mold of a Damian Lillard or a Trae Young, his general finesse style of play stands in stark contrast to the physicality that the 6'7", 220-pound DFS brings to the court. Functionally, then, the Lakers got much bigger with this trade. Rather than playing three guards with a combination of height and/or strength deficiencies in Russell, Austin Reaves, and Gabe Vincent, the Lakers would only play two. Further, with DFS entering the rotation as a legit combo forward who can play either position, the Lakers would also be able to slide Max Christie, Dalton Knecht, and Cam Reddish down to the shooting guard position almost full-time rather than having them spend at least some of their minutes at one of the forward spots. This sort of shift cannot be overstated. With Finney-Smith in the fold, the Lakers would only have one player in their rotation under 6'5", Vincent, while also possessing a plethora of players with good positional size to support LeBron and Anthony Davis in the rotation. Would some of these bench groups' shot creation and ball handling suffer because of this shift? Undoubtedly. But if looking to support the team's two superstars, a move back towards more guards and wings with some combination of size, athleticism and shooting is a more proven path than what the team has done in the seasons following the 2020 championship. The hope would simply be that these groups could defend well enough, but more on that later. That said, when the Lakers traded for DFS, they began another shift within their personnel groupings, playing smaller and deploying more centerless units. In the weeks leading up to the trade, Jackson Hayes had been out with a sprained ankle, and Christian Wood has not played all season due to recovery from knee surgery. Thus, the Lakers only had two-way big man Christian Koloko to back up Anthony Davis. The Lakers had found a role for Koloko, whose defense-first mindset and skill set on that side of the ball proved helpful. However, his offensive limitations were evident and clearly impacted how many minutes J.J. Redick and his staff felt comfortable playing him. Underscore 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 underscore. In some games, Koloko might only get one shift and in the first half only. In others, he might see his second shift cut short. And, on some nights, he might not play at all with Redick instead deploying lineups without a traditional big on the floor and going with front court combinations of LeBron and Rui Hachimura flanked by differing combinations of Reaves, Knecht, Christie, Vincent and Reddish. As the Finney-Smith trade happened, it seemed clear that the Lakers would lean into this idea even more. Since the Lakers traded for DFS, the team has played 40 minutes with LeBron and Rui on the court while AD was on the bench. In those minutes, 14 have been played with Hayes, while 17 have been next to Finney-Smith. Koloko has not played with them at all. Mind you, Hayes isn't out of the rotation entirely by any means. He still plays backup center in groups where LeBron is on the court, but Rui is not. That said, a staple lineup of last season and from earlier in the year was at the beginning of second quarters when both Rui and LeBron would play with another big man, usually Hayes.